Sapphire, whichever one that is.
Maybe both. I'm gonna guess Heather. I mean that's
the color coordination suggests Heather.
Yeah, someone should bring a pie.
That's cute.
I know, isn't it? Already there's going to be a rush onto the A-bomb site. James trying to fall back. Dimasic picking up a kill on Stiko, and it's going to be returned quickly. Oscar hitting another headshot, taking down Buster, and that's going to leave it 2 versus 3. It's Quaikert now alone in a 1 versus 3 with the bomb down, and he is not in a good position. He does have a smoke and a defuse kit, so if he can get 1 kill, maybe he could force the second peak and win that, but it is really much in a thin line at the moment here. He's just gonna smoke off the bomb. That might be the first step in the right direction, but now he's also being wrapped on. Chris is making his way around, and he's just gonna try and defuse inside the smoke with 2 seconds left. They're putting bullets through. What is happening? He gets the defuse, and then he gets knifed.
You've got to be kidding me.
That cannot be real. You said we needed Mousesports to mess up every once in a while for this to work out for AVANGAR, but that was the most nonchalant way to win a round I've ever seen.
I was going to say, like, Mousesports would have to stop using their mice. That seemed a little bit cruel, but I think they actually did that in that round.
That is unbelievable. In fact, Mousesports are trying to deny that it ever happened. They're just saying, listen, we're just going to buy anyway.
That's possibly the worst opening round to a major I've ever seen. It's so tough.
Either it can only go up from here,
yeah, right.
There's but one way.
We set the bar low. You'll never be disappointed.
My God, if Sadekest ends up being right, I don't know what to do. I don't think I could live with that. I think that's too much, you know.
Yeah, that would be a cruel, cruel fate. Well, here's Chris J tapping away with the help from Oscar, who's been brought down to 42. The Scout and the Tech 9 do the trick, so they found an opening. They can now peer into that A-bomb, so they have complete mid-control. And Chris J, he's still feeling very bold, isn't he? He's gonna be able to cut off rotations through the murder hole now as well.
Sunny being allowed quite far in, but he's going to be careful. James is on the other side. There's a bit of a crossfire set up here. Sunny now dropping a little bit in health. They are making their way in, and somehow AVANGAR have not really figured out what's actually going on. James will get the refrag on Sunny. They can't easily recover that. They will just run on there, being allowed for that much. Robs goes down as well. Now it's a, well, 1-on-2 just like that. Stika with a deagle to take down Buster, and Quaikert now 1 versus 2. 40 seconds here, and he's trying to already sneak onto the site. Stiko seems to have realized that. The shadow is going to be showing here. He's going to have the time. He misses the deagle shot, and that's the bomb down. And now it's on Chris.
That might have just sealed it. This is going to be so tough for Chris. That dink actually helps massively. Down to 26. Next shot wins, and Quaikert can't land it. He had the opportunity. Flash up into the sky. Chris doing his best. Quaikert's got the positioning. He's got the angle. Big, big win for AVANGAR. They hold on.
This seems like absolute madness to me as well. Smoking up the bomb and just walking into... I mean, there's so many ways that could fail, but it does not. They win it, and Mousesports, remember, forced into this round with everything they had. So without even a bomb plant, they're going to be very poor in this upcoming round, and this is going to give it a bit of a breathing room here for AVANGAR. They're going to have a chance to sort of say, all right, now we're in control.
If the bomb was able to get planted there, Mousesports 100% buys into this round because they know they've got the economy low, but since they couldn't manage it, just going to invest in some more pistols and just be content with the economic damage they've already done. Hard-fought rounds for AVANGAR early on. Let's see how this works. Boosting into the window room. There's going to be the swing. Buster's got a kill. And the defense holds strong. 4 quick kills come out for them.
No problems at all here. It's a great shot for Sunny. I would actually say, because we have been talking a lot about Oscar, but Sunny has had some crazy games from Mousesports as well.
I mean, he had some crazy games that caused him to be picked up by Mousesports from Penta. If you think back towards the last major, he was one of the most impressive players. So his continued development will mean a lot of continued success for this Mousesports organization.
Yes, I absolutely think so. And I think he's been a fabulous pickup for them already. Quite exciting. I mean, people maybe don't know this because we don't have, that many sort of, Finnish superstar players, but there is an enormous amount of sort of grassroots Counter-Strike happening in Finland these days. They're really, really building it. So if they can have just a couple of, sort of high-profile players that people can look up to, Finnish Counter-Strike could actually, I think, move really far in just a couple of years.
One more kill from Sunny would be huge. He's gonna, oh, there it is. What a reaction. Now into a 1-on-2, 30 seconds left. This is still possible. One more of those deagle shots, but he's got to start picking up the pace. But all the while, this is economic damage. This is weapons taken away. This is nades into the next round taken away. Spotted out 1. and he's going to move forward.
The Eagle almost catching him with a grenade in hand. He will eventually go down, but that's so much damage. 3 kills for Sunny. So AVANGAR, they've won 3 in a row, but just because of his contribution to this round, now they're still going to be very low on money. And Mousesports, well, they've got the AWP on Oscar, and that is always going to be scary.
I think they're even going to be able to beat out AVANGAR in utility.
Oh, you're right.
Krizen has a kit, but he's got no nades. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit difficult for the defense, and obviously losing this, Mousesports has done a great job of keeping that money so low that it would be basically an economic reset. Sunny's going to get aggressive around the side of the flame, so is deemasic. I think he knows Sunny's there. He's going to go for the pre-fire. He peeks it. Can he get away? Sticko decides not to take the fight, which could be a mistake, and deemasic continues to fight behind the smoke, which is definitely a mistake. And now they swing out from Palace, and Krizen just had too many angles to look for once his teammate falls.
They got to think about whether or not they want to try and contest this. 3 versus 4, and Oscar's all the way behind them. So if they try and retake this, they're probably going to get sandwiched in. That is a great headshot from James, taking down Chris J. And looking for more. He does just have the scout, so difficult to try and win those fights. Oscar's now rotated all the way into the T-spawn, and the bomb is planted right in the middle of the bomb site. Smoke is going to go up onto the bomb. You've got to think the Mousesports are going to be aware of anything that can happen this time. A couple of shots rain through. Quite trying to get into position. Rob's coming out, and the defuse is happening, but this time it's not going to work out. Once is enough, Moses.
I had a little bit of deja vu coming in there. Thank God that was found out. Mousesports is going to be on the board. And here's the tough part now. You can see the economy from AVANGAR because of all those losses they took in the ensuing in the second and third round. I don't think they're going to be able to buy up into this. So purchasing some P250s, but I mean, you could just see that fight is taken way too aggressively by deemasic. And the fact that they're low on nades and there's not really anything, there's no Molotov in Palace as well. Once he falls at a ramp, the last remaining defender inside of the A bomb site has to worry about players coming up at A ramp. He has to worry about players coming out of Palace, and that was just too difficult an angle for him to manage.
You don't ever want to be in that position. They have stacked up on the A bomb side, though, so getting themselves ready in case Mousesports were going to try and overwhelm it, they would be having a pretty good man advantage there, and somehow they pick up the first kill there with the Desert Eagle. Sunny goes down. Good way to get started. Puts a bit of pressure on Mousesports, and you can tell now they're going to want to group up and just hit a bomb site, which is not at all a bad idea, but they may have picked the wrong one. Could be witnessing a very slow car crash here, Moses, as they're making their way towards A. Oh no, Mousesports. If they lose one more player early on here, that could be it.
Yeah, this is a great read from AVANGAR, great rotation around. Tough spot to be in, but still a huge advantage. The question is, do they want to use utility and kind of signify where they're coming from, or do they want to just trust contact plays with superior weaponry? They're going to clear to the left. Some damage is dealt. Nice from Sticko, and there it is. They've managed it nicely. The rifle's just too strong. Great round, though, for AVANGAR to give themselves a chance to have the read and to rotate everyone in position.
They definitely had the right idea. Rob's coming in really big. Game eventually is going to go down. So, triple kill for the Estonian player. And obviously another one of those rising stars that have come out. I mean, that's, I think, in terms of sort of storylines, Mousesports just has almost everything.
They have some very young talent, don't they? So, I mean, this is a team that can be deadly throughout the year, throughout the next couple of years.
Yeah.
If we see these talents continue to rise and kind of reach the potential we all have them at, which is interesting because, you know, they also have the star Oscar, who is a bit older, who's been around the block a little bit, who's been through some of the scenes, dating back towards 1.6.
Yeah. Now, he seems to have found his home here, so see if we can get a little bit more out of him. He's absolutely a fantastic player to watch. Once he gets going, it's non-stop entertainment.
This is cool what we're seeing from Mousesports as well. Rop's going to be all alone towards a ramp. They're going to trust his intuition, his game sense of when he wants to make a play. Meanwhile, mid-control comes out for the Mousesports side. Sunny going to lead the way. With window room smoked, he's got some safety as he starts to clear the angles. The aggression from AVANGAR is towards the B halls. Quykert is pushed all the way up. Look at that molly, even to burn someone out who's being aggressive towards the B bomb site, but it doesn't quite stretch that far. Good opening kill from Buster. And Sunny's spotted one, but he can't win that fight. The UMP reigns supreme, and it's Chris J coming up next. That's a bit crazy from Krizen, but he pays for it.
hoping to get out of that corner. I mean, if he had stayed, then maybe he would have gone down anyway. Demasik gets dropped by Chris, who's now bringing it back. It's a 3-on-3. Sticking around looking for the headshot. Quaikut comes in, 2 kills with a UMP. And just like that, it's all on Rops, who finally is out of the A ramp, and he's going to hit a headshot on GM, so it's not quite done yet. He can still pick up the bomb here with 30 seconds left. He's going to try and grenade his way into a better position. The spray is in. Rops gets a headshot, but he's going to go down. And that's another kill. Quaikut picking up a triple. I think all of them were at the UMP.
UMP, and all of them are at long range as well. You could see there, this is what makes Rops such a cool player to watch, is in that 1-on-2. The shot, the spray down towards connector. He doesn't get the kill, but he predicts that the next peak is going to be coming from jungle, and he's prepared for that. Just can't win out the 1-on-1. A couple nice shots from Quaikut, even slowing down the hit initially. 4-2, AVANGAR in a lead. The underdogs putting up a fight here early on. Despite some sloppiness, they've had the miraculous pistol round, the double spray down at range with the UMP in that previous round, so some fortunate things have gone their way, and it looks like Oscar's sick of it. He wants to start taking the game over. He spotted that jump, and how aggressive does he want to be?
Quaikut doesn't actually go back for a jump, which if he had, I'd put my money on Oscar to win that shot, so got to be really careful. But I think from AVANGAR point of view, it's obviously great that they're finally able to win a rifle round, right? That makes a big difference. It's one thing winning the first 3 rounds of the pistol. It's quite a different thing actually being able to sort of win squared up against Mousesports, and they've just proven they can do that now. They just have to keep it going.
I'm really curious what Mousesports is going to want to do here, because they have no map control, no presence. Sticko's very far back. Rops is in T spawn. It almost feels like that B bomb site is the only real option they have at the moment. Under a minute left on the clock, and they're going to readjust, go for a late mid control, and perhaps just do an aggressive split towards one of the sites. Buster's going to move up towards Catwalk as Jame with the AWP comes over to support the B bomb start. Quaikut is there, and it is going to be a split towards B coming through the smoke. This is Buster's round, and he's put back early, down to low HP, and he is going to fall to the Deagle.
Trying his best now. Quaikut has to come up big. Stay alive for a long time here. There's only 27 seconds left. The bomb is making its way down on the low ground from Chris. He's going to miss that chance, and Sunny will take him down. That might have been the whole round, just riding on that one engagement. Now they're going to have to go for a retake. They're a man down, and Rops is holding the middle, which means the rest of Mousesports, they don't have to worry about that catwalk at all, and that pretty much means, yeah, there's no way through. That's such a shame, because if Quaikut wins that, Chris can't plant on the low ground. Then they have to spend time that they just don't have to find Quaikut. So it could have worked out much better. That's a real shame.
That is pretty heartbreaking, because it was such a patient play from him as well. It's very, very cool. He's not taking any of the fights. The player's coming up catwalk. He knows his role is to secure these halls. And he had the exact fight he wanted. Unfortunate, but Mousesports is going to get their third. Good call on the save, though, pretty early on. Is going to allow AVANGAR to have a pretty solid arsenal to work with into this next round, even if they can't really buy up anything too crazy. They have the 3 weapons saved.
By the way,
yes,
Buster, I mean, he did what he could with the FAMAS there, but we often talk about utility, and imagine if he had been playing that corner, you know, with a smoke and a Molotov or something, then even if he doesn't get the first kill, if he can just fall back and Molotov it, that's such a different approach from him. Like, the defense is going to be so different, so he just didn't have any grenades at the end there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely. This is going to be tough as well. Jame is going close with an AWP. He's the only one at this A bomb site. Krizen's now rotated over, but Jame wants to just stop this cold. You mentioned in the last game, wanted to see someone pull a Fallen. Well, Jame's got a chance here. He's going to miss the opening shot and fall away. What can he do after this? Molotovs, flashbangs all raining out. So much has been used in this hit, and it's all delayed by 1 Molotov from the defense.
It's almost unbelievable. I thought he would have been run down couple of seconds ago, and he's going to get the kill on Stiko, jumping up on the box, looking for more. Jame picking up 2 big kills. Quaikut comes in and takes down Chris J, leaving Rops in another 1 versus 2. There's so much time for him to make his move, but he did just make a bit of noise, and I'm wondering if Demasik would have heard that over at the connector.
Just as you mentioned, the utility and how it can change the way you defend, look at all the nades used by Mousesports. If you go back and watch that round, all the smokes, flashes, and Molotovs used by the T side, and it's all gone to waste by 1 counter Molotov from the defense. That's beautiful. Allows time for Jame to get into a new position, to fall back to safety and find 2 kills. So whoever threw that is the hero.
Yeah.
Essentially.
The unknown hero, we'll never know. Maybe we'll if we go back and check for it, but definitely big plays coming out there. Robs wants somebody else to make a mistake. He's hoping that they will have thought that he's going to, you know, head over with the bomb to the B-bomb side and then maybe go for a peek, but nobody has right now. So AVANGAR playing it very well at the moment.
Well, there's two schools of thought on a 2v1, and one is both players stay at the same bomb site and retake the other one if need be, and the other one is this, where both players split up, which allows an opportunity for Robs to find that kill. Oh, the Deagle. Doesn't land a single shot, but he's got to get the plant, and he had no time, and he had no cover anywhere else. So that idea to be patient and hope that someone from AVANGAR would make a mistake comes back to bite him because he wastes too much time just sitting back and being patient and couldn't actually clear anything out. So nice play overall. Great job by James.
Yeah. I mean, I think when you see him falling back from the ramp and the Molotov goes down in shadow on his left-hand side,
yeah,
and sort of, like, that's where you know he's never going to have a spot to stand still on. And then the Molotov on the ramp saves him so that he actually can. It's really impressive. 5-3. Mousesports continuing to try and force this, see if they can make it work. They've got the AWP, but they're very low on grenades.
It's pretty scrappy buy, isn't it?
Yes.
Galil, they have 2 AKs in the op. Sunny. This is cool. He's just going right in. He's just risking it all. High risk, high reward play, and I think he's going to be rewarded. He has his pick of wherever the hell he wants to go. If he goes towards B, he can have 2 huge impact assassination. Over towards the A bomb site, no one's considering this whatsoever. This is brilliant stuff from Sunny.
Infiltration coin is going to be at an all-time high. Sunny making his way back just with the Galil. He's going to find a big opening any second, but he wants more. He's a little bit greedy. There's the spray coming in. He's realized there's another player there. Sunny will go down to Quaikut, but it's still a really big opening. Let's see what happens now. Quaikut out in the open. Grenades raining down left and right. He gets the shot on Robs, taking him down. The bomb is dropped as well. James hitting another shot on Stiko. And now it's on Oscar. And we have hyped him up quite a bit. He does forget the bomb on the high ground for a moment. He's got 40 seconds here. Try and see if he can make it work. He's going to go straight for the plant. And I think he could do this. It would be the triple clutch here if he can make it work. Oh, long line in towards the kitchen. They haven't shown themselves. Oscar's got to be wondering if there's some sort of late play coming in. Hasn't heard anyone yet. That's one out the window. Goes for the second peek and spots it out easily now. 1 versus 1. James versus Oscar. Shot already baited out. Oscar now repositioning himself. A huge off angle. Not going to be able to get the shot. Time's almost out. And there's the no-scope coming in. The triple kill. That's what you want to see. That's why he's on the team.
You could see as well, super cool to see different kind of styles of opping. Oscar in that one-on-one puts his crosshair right in the middle of the wall, right in the middle of the pillar, and just says, I'll flick to whichever side he peeks from.
Yes.
Instead of just, you know, taking a gamble on one side or the other. Great 1-on-2 win. That was such a critical round for Mousesports to take. Sunny with some, I mean, the flank itself, the infiltration, the backstab was perfect, but unfortunately with the timing, the way that the defense was rotating, he never spotted that second player that he really, really wanted. It is good to see Mousesports, though, just say, you know what, you know, this team's a little bit better than we probably expected. We were encountering a bit more resistance, but still, as individual players like Sunny, make that kind of a play.
Yeah, and I mean, if you could listen into their, you know, their team speak while that's happening, just imagine what happens when the comms go out, someone gets shot from the back in the B bomb site. Like, yeah. That's a moment of just pure confusion. I'm actually impressed that Quaikut sort of managed to keep his own and got the kills in there, because I think, especially if you're you know, unroutine player, you could be surprised by that, and the whole thing could just crumble.
They closed the opportunity for Mousesports very, very quickly. They rotated very, very fast over to that B bomb site to make sure they didn't take too much damage from it. Put himself in a good spot as well. They recovered quite nice, just not able to close it out. This round though, mid control. Rop still alone over towards a ramp, and this is going to be tough for AVANGAR. They only have the pistols and 1 UMP.
Perfect smoke. James going to be going down. Demasik did get one, and Buster lining it up. He's going to follow it up. Double deagle shot as well. Suddenly we're in a 2-on-3 and looking for more. Buster gets the triple, looking for that shot, comes in. Unbelievable, taking down Oscar and cleaning up Mousesports. That is one hell of a round for Buster.
That's unreal. What disgusting shots from Buster. It just turns the entire tide. There's those deagles.
I mean, just...
What can you say about this, Anders?
Just savor this moment. That is so well done.
Look how calm they are. What's that all about? No excitement, no hype, just another day in the office.
I didn't know what to expect, so I guess my expectations were low, but I'm enjoying this quite a bit right now. 6-4 and moving into the 11th round. There is a huge grenade on Oscar that had no armor, so it's going to be just a lot of damage on him early on. He wants to try and see if he can play aggressive with the AWP. That kind of is his style, but they're not going to allow him.
Great utility to block him off, yeah. They've run out of a lot, though, from AVANGAR, so, I mean, later on in the round, this op, you can see it's the only real weapon on the, or excuse me, the only rifle on the side of Mousesports. Surrounded by 4 deagles, but they've only got 1 smoke left and 2 flashbangs on the defensive side of things, so the longer this round goes, Oscar might be able to find an opening.
Yeah, just about a minute now. The real trouble is they only have one flashbang and 1 Molotov there on Chris, so it won't be easy making their way through. They can't put out any Molotovs, and I mean, Demasik does have one if he starts to rotate in, so we'll see how this plays out. Sunny going to make the first move, jumping on in quick with the deagle. He's going to be going down, but Robs with the instant return now. Buster out in the open. Got to be careful against those deagle and that AWP lurking behind on Oscar. The bomb will go down. This is everything that Mousesports could want in this round. Now they just have to put Oscar into play.
Oh, there's the peek. There's the headshot from Chris. That's perfect. Rops follows it up. That could just seal it. Oscar's still alive in the halls, and Sticko's going to add 1 more. The deagles from Mousesports are responding. They're going to turn the tides once again in this. Oscar finally getting the pick off. The only rifle gets the last kill of the round, and that's... You might be wondering why he wasn't more involved. Well, he was just holding off rotations towards market and letting the deagles kind of swarm into that bomb site. So really well put together from Mousesports. And there it is, as I said, later on in that round, with the utility gone, AVANGAR was going to be exposed in certain ways.
That almost, I think, looked too easy for Mousesports. If someone came to me and said, how about we buy an AWP with no armor and 4 deagles and then try and make that round work, I'd say, I don't know about that. But they did. And I don't know, fighting fire with fire, I guess.
You'd hope that the rounds where they have the AKs would look too easy, you know? Like, yeah. You want it to be those rounds. Regardless. Patient behind this smoke is Mousesports. 2 players in Palace. Sticko and Stunny behind this smoke on a ramp. Team is sick. We've seen him be aggressive in this very similar scenario. There's 4 players here for AVANGAR, and there's the USP, and actually completely blind is that second player, and the kills are all actually going out to the defense. Here's James gonna push up, but Chris J's ready for it. He's still got teammates here, but it's a 3-on-3 at the A-bomb site.
Is he gonna realize there's someone underneath him? AWP can shoot right through instead, even flashed it. Stiko picking up the kill. Quite good, and Buster, they're going to have to come up big here. 2 versus 3, there's so much time for Mousesports. That smoke going to make life a little bit easier in terms of opening up from that balcony, and Buster looking to repeat what he did the previous round. Stiko takes down Quite, so this is going to be a lot more difficult for him. Last time, at least, they weren't looking so much at him. Now, they're all trained on that position. There's the headshot, taking down 1, but he shouldn't be given many more fights here. He does not have a defuse kit, and once he's on the bomb, he's way out in the open. He's still sneaking in, trying to see if he could pick up anything. Is there a kid on the ground somewhere? That would be miraculous. Instead, he's going to pick up the UMP and just maybe try and look for the exit.
He took down an AWPer, salvaged the AWP, and just get out, just bail. Yeah, he's got it. So, I mean, all in all, it's not... Ooh. Yeah, Chris J's going to chase him down as well. They want this AWP.
Oh, no.
Just get 1 kill is all Buster's hoping for. Oh, that's right in the face. That's quite good. I think he's going to survive this as well. Chris J's got to be aggressive. He wants to take it down, and he doesn't want anything to do with that fight, so Buster has fought his way out of trouble. Drops the AWP over to James.
That's very interesting. I mean, that kind of play... I could have seen, again, a player that we don't know that much about, potentially sort of being a little bit nervous in a situation like that. He seemed to handle himself very well. Sort of realizing that, okay, if I can sneak onto the site, maybe there's a chance. And once he wasn't given a fight, he says, all right, I'm just going to save the orb.
I feel like five or six of his kills have been with the deagle. So far in this game. He's got 10 kills. You know, he had the 4K earlier. Oscar's seen that jump a number of times, and he keeps taking nade damage just to go for that shot. Can they capitalize on it? Buster with another kill. There's another deagle kill coming out. He's still on catwalk. Sunny's the next one up. He's got low HP, and just the deagle runs out of bullets. So good win, and the AWP on James hasn't been able to get involved, and he's going to have to try and save this. Demasix got to back him up.
Big win. Mousesports quick and fast into the bomb site. That means they're going to pull up to 7 rounds here. Only losing Chris in that one as well. I mean, if you're playing against one AWP that's been saved somewhere, I do see this even at top-level Counter-Strike. Sometimes people will play very slow against that one AWP, and that almost maximizes the chance that it can sort of move around and pick people off, you know? So I'm kind of happy about the fast approach. I mean, there are risks, but...
I think it's more so like that kind of... Mousesports was really struggling with kind of like some of their more measured and tactical kind of stuff, and I think they just wanted to say, you know what, we're better players than them. Let's show it with more aggression, more speed. Let's just get into their face and outskill them a bit more. And I think that's kind of what's happening, is focusing on your individual fights and your trading.
James felt like the last 2 seconds of that round lasted about an hour in his head, just hiding in the corner, but... Ultimately, he's going to be fine. 7-6 right now. Mousesports are in the lead. They also have some money to work with here. And AVANGAR, they've managed to keep that AWP alive for a little bit, so we'll see how that works out.
I mean, this is pretty cool. Mousesports, you have to say that they got punched in the mouth a little bit, but obviously, I mean, if you look at this in reality, like, one of the rounds that Mousesports lost was the 4 Deagles to Buster. The other one was losing that pistol in a 3-on-1 in a smoke defuse. This has still been a pretty dominant half for Mousesports, all things considered. I think everyone, the general feeling is just kind of surprised to see AVANGAR putting up a pretty solid fight, to be completely honest.
Yeah, but you do make a good point. It's hard to deny that some of those rounds were...
They're gimmicky. The rounds you can't really rely on to occur.
Bordering on ridiculous. But that peek from Buster was great. Didn't sort of close peek the corner, actually over peeked a little bit, which is really what you should be doing in that situation. But it's not easy to guess that Sunny would have been there. So impressive stuff right there. Now they're a man up, but they really don't have a lot of utility. If the bomb goes down, that could be a problem for them.
We've seen this a number of times, though. Mousesports spreading out across the map or having emphasis towards B and readjusting towards A and having a tough time of it. It seems like AVANGAR can read this pretty well. Rops is alone.
Oh no. They have a lot of Molotovs for Demasik in that sandwich. That's going to be a common spot to try and grenade out. Indeed, his feet are on fire. He still picks up the kill. That's not bad at all. Chris with the triple. One of them with the Molotovs and 2 headshots to follow it up. And just like that, it's a 2-on-2. Buster making his way through and shutting down Stiko. Chris with the plant, and he's stuck behind Buster to save it once again for the triple. And AVANGAR going to pick up the round, making it 7-7. I'm really starting to like Buster.
Yeah, Buster can game. That's one thing we're going to take away from this match. Small mistake in that 2-on-2. Stiko's got to have gun out there. He's got to be prepared for something else while the bomb is being planted. His pulling the knife out and kind of trying to jump into the site, a little lackadaisical and protecting his teammate. Regardless, 7-7. Another big heroic round from Buster. Pretty solid shot onto Chris J to follow things up as well.
Yeah, that would have been the round, I think, that almost sort of seals this first half. I agree, though. Mousesports 7 rounds, they're going to be fine with it, but no reason to let them back in. Who knows how good they're going to be on the T side? We're just not sure.
Well, James and Oscar with the op still. Oscar's had a pretty quiet half, all things considered. Chris J is going to sneak up into connector. Here's a big battle. Krizen's had a rough game as well. He's got to be careful. A couple of trades go out in mid, and Chris J, can he see over the smoke? He can on our screen. Now he's definitely heard the footsteps.
Yeah, he must know. That smoke's going to disappear any second, but there's a guy right next to him, and that's quite hurt. So there was a double stack towards the connector. Does mean they're a man up now.
He'll be a little bit frustrated about that. Why is there a second player in connector?
Yeah. Definitely not a fun time. Stiko's brought the bomb back towards the B side. So is Rob's going to be playing distraction here? Or is he going to be trying to lure them out for a rotate?
I think he's got to make a move. I think if you're Rops, you want to go find a one-on-one duel, get that kill, pull James away from the B bomb site. Because you're too far away, even if they get in towards B and plant, I think that's too far for Rops to have to be aggressive and try to make a flank happen. So you want him to be the distraction. Smoke and flash out. The tough part is that smoke that he's thrown is blocking himself off to prevent a pick from the Opper. So it's denying him from finding anything. And now the B players just have to run the gauntlet, and they've at least succeeded in that.
James missing the opportunity, but Rops is down. That shot not connecting through the box. With the bomb planted, Stiko and Sunny still have a lot of work to do in this round. The last of the half, Stiko on the bomb site, I'd say he's very exposed right here. So many angles to cover. Maybe Sonny's going to have to show us what he's really made of here. They're coming in with a big flank here. Quaikut and Chrisen walking in from behind. Time's about to run out. Quaikut comes down and Sonny's going to go down. Stiko next in line. And the retake is absolutely on with the defuse kit as well. They're going to have plenty of time here. And it will be the 8th round. So AVANGAR just barely winning the first half here. I would say that's a very good job.
That is absolutely a good job. And as we said a couple of times, they were bailed out by some massive heroics, the pistol round, the 4 deagle round from Buster. But, I mean, you can't slouch that. These are best of ones, right? If you're Mousesports, you have to be thinking, we can't allow those kinds of rounds. Those are still massive mistakes. So they've given themselves a chance. And like you said, no one knows what they're going to come out with. And they win a couple fortunately timed rounds and break the economy of Mousesports on the CT side. And we could have a real stunner on our hands to start things out.
It would be very interesting. Obviously, I feel like for every major up until this one, Moses, every single one, I've looked at either the qualification stage or actually the sort of the main stage, and I thought, listen, I pretty much know who's going to win. Like it just sort of like it reads off the paper. You look at the matchups, you say, this is going to be easy, and it just never works out that way. There's always some sort of crazy upset. So now, I'm just not going to have any opinions about that. I'm just going to like take it as it comes. I don't want to be disappointed anymore. I don't want to be wrong anymore. So I'm just going to enjoy it. And yeah, I mean, this has been really interesting Counter-Strike. I mean, some of it's been a little bit crazy, but
I'm going to call shenanigans on that story because I know going into the majors, you've pretty much predicted Astralis to win like the last 6. Like going back to like Columbus, I think you've predicted Astralis to win every single major. You've only been right once.
Yeah, that's true, but But we don't talk about the other ones.
Yeah, we don't talk about all the ones you were wrong.
Yeah. Does anyone go back and
the strategy behind your predictions right there in a nutshell?
I think for the future I'm going to make my predictions more vague so that they can always be interpreted to be true. You know, like a team with a blonde head, player is going to be winning a major in 18, something like that.
All right, yeah, that's good.
All right, we'll see how this all works out. Rushing towards the B bomb side is AVANGAR now. They're on the T side here for the second half. Chris picking off one with a headshot, a follow-up as well. That's a double kill. Putting a lot of pressure here on the T side, and now rushing in. Stiko wanted to make it work. Oscar and Robs to close it out. And that is a very smooth way to win a pistol round. Yeah,
that's a very nice shooting out of the Mousesports guys. Not even really getting anywhere near the bomb site was AVANGAR. Great job from Chris J, the initial 2 kills. So 8-8. This time, Mousesports not going to let that pistol slip away from them. Nice little B rush to start things out.
Yeah, why not? Get close, try and see if you can maybe run someone down with a Glock. I mean, it's not such a bad idea, but...
I mean, you never know when those runs are actually going to work out. I mean, the 2 kills that Chris gets, the first 2 kills are the important ones, right? Because that creates a lot of space, time for Stiko to take shots. I mean, he used a full clip and wasn't able to find a kill, but plenty of time to have found that 3rd kill to add on to it. There's the scout from Oscar, ringing true. Demasic's going to trade him off with the Deagle. But Mousesports doing a good job of keeping them at bay.
Yeah, I'm mostly interested in the fact that Buster's got the Deagle. I feel like that's where the action is going to be. He is up in the A apartments trying to see if he could sneak his way in. He gets a brief chance, but Sonny will take him down. So that story comes to an end, and now they have the man lead on the Mousesports side. I mean, they can build a really big lead if they can shut down the first buy round of AVANGAR. I mean, it's going to be rough.
Well, they're holding off all these proper choke points. And this is smart. This is like them staying out of the bomb site, making sure they don't die to a Deagle, to a CZ, and give over an M4 that can turn the tides of this round. So that's just really, really good from Mousesports. Not taking too much damage. Remember, that was one of the big things in the early stages of the previous half was AVANGAR, after they win pistol, they lost 4 players in the next round. They lost 4 players in the 3rd round, or 3 players in the 3rd round. So, I mean, taking a lot of damage allowed that economy to get reset. Mousesports doing their best to ensure that that doesn't happen.
Chrisen is also on 4 kills, which is quite a bit below the average sort of kill-death ratio here on either team, in fact. So it'd be great if he could have a slightly better second half. That's definitely going to make a difference when you're playing a team as good as Mousesports. Now rushing right in. Robs is going to try and make that work with the MP9, but he does get shut down really quickly.
He just wanted some money. He wanted to pad some stats. You love to see it. Doesn't work out. He's given over the MP9, not the biggest loss. And I mean, he's seen plenty of numbers, so you can see the aggressiveness in mid now. Oscar's going to remain over towards A.
Yeah, just resurrecting an old Dota term. Greed is feed, Moses. I don't know if you ever played Dota in Warcraft 3, but...
I played the original Dota.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's good. I like hearing that. Chris doing a fine job, picking up some kills against a couple of unarmored targets with pistols, so pretty much par for the course here. Now it gets a bit more interesting, though. 10-8. The T side have picked up an AWP on Jame and AKs for the rest. I think this is the, like, if they want to win this game against Mousesports, this is the round where they really need to change it.
Well, it is all about finding those critical rounds that are really like backbreaking to the economy, which is another reason why Mousesports play in those ensuing 2 eco rounds was so good, because they don't want to that they know that's the best advantage that AVANGAR can find as massive underdogs. Well, there's a scout shot to the face, and there's an AK shot to the face, and double it up. Why not? Great sequence, and Demasik towards the A bomb site. They just played contact on A off those kills in mid, and they've cleared out the bomb site. So this is, you said this is a big round, and it's looking beautiful.
Did he just rush middle with a Molotov in hand and still got 2 kills? I think he did. Buster with another one on Chris, and that leaves Stiko up on the scaffolding in the middle, hoping to try and see if he can maybe get one more kill. James shoulder peeking away, and backup is coming in. There's a great flick. I really need to see a replay of that.
I think James was sitting at top mid behind that box, and he was just saying, I need help. Guys, please someone come help me. I'm trapped here. I have an AWP. No one's close enough to recover it. And no one came for like 20 seconds, so he just did it all on his own.
Yeah, it was a really good flick, though. So, gotta appreciate that. 9-10. Mousesports getting, again, punched in the mouth, as you were saying. Happens again now. They've fought right back up. Double AWP. They've essentially sunk their entire economy into this round. So now they do expect a big payoff.
AVANGAR's done it. They've given themselves a chance to start making Mousesports scared of an upset. That's a good nade onto James. He's still holding this, hoping for a jump. I don't think there's any way Stiko gives it to him.
Oh.
Double peek there, so he does, just to get Chris J in position, and that was the exact shot they want. They baited out the shot from James to get Chris J in prime position, and he misses the shot. And he's punished for it. So good advantage, 5-on-4.
Yeah, it really looked like Mousesports was dictating the positions there, and then they still couldn't do it.
It was very, very smart. I mean, you could see James just slid out wide right into Chris's crosshairs, and the play didn't work out.
Now they're starting to gravitate back towards the A-bomb side. Robson, Oscar are holding it. Sunny's not that far away, so essentially the defense here on A is pretty good. If they can just win, you know, 1 or 2 fights, that's probably it.
Tough part is you can if they get smoked out here, right? If you're going to play a retake on A in this juncture in the game in a 4-on-5, you need to get kills as they come in. So if they both got smoked out, Oscar's now moved into the bomb site, but he's got the op, not the most wieldy. And they're just walking up silently. There's no indication this is coming, and there it is. The foot's been spotted. Oscar out in the open somehow recovers. He's about to get pinched from connector, so he's got to be careful.
Flashbang in for the peak there. Oscar going to pick up 1 shot and almost manages to turn it around. Quankett goes down. Jabe now 20 seconds in a 1 versus 3, and he's going to get dropped by Sunny. So I'm surprised. They had almost everything done right there. You
almost feel like Mousesports should have been punished. Oscar and Rops both out in the open to a silent contact play up A ramp from AVANGAR.
Yeah.
In perfect position to just get wiped out clean, basically lined up for him. And Oscar recovers very, very nicely. Even Rops adding in for 1 kill just in the nick of time. So 11-9, Mousesports have averted danger for now, but AVANGAR is going to buy up into this.
11-9. That double up still in play on the Mousesports side, and I really feel like that's going to be the undoing of AVANGAR. I mean, even top-level teams are going to have a hard time if Oscar and Chris are both playing well. This time they have very limited equipment on the AVANGAR side, so let's see how far they can push it in this round. It looks like Mousesports are going for a bit of aggression at top mid. So are they ready for it? Chris and Buster are on the other side. It could be a good opening to this round if they can win this fight.
There's no reason for Mousesports to get too aggressive there, especially considering it was Chris J at top mid with an AWP just holding the angle. He's going to back off now. So we saw the setup earlier today between Oscar and Sunny. And actually, AVANGAR, with so many players poised towards mid, it looks like they're changing their mind halfway through. They're going to come back to it.
Well, Oscar's just left Sunny alone. He's going to be turning around. Oscar will get 1 kill all the way on the other side, but Still, Sunny in a little bit of trouble back here. He stays alive long enough at least. And that's a great shot. Buster at it again with a deagle. He's building a reputation for himself.
Yeah, he doesn't mess around with a deagle, does he? That was a beautiful shot. 9-11. One more kill would be phenomenal. You could see in a lot of these, I mean, that previous round with Sticko jumping for Chris J so he could have an angle in those B halls. This round, it's Sunny up close with an AK-47, Oscar in window, Chris J on catwalk. Mousesports really trying to create space for these ops, but at the moment, they've got to be worried. Buster has shown himself to be a very proficient player and perhaps the most impactful player on this AVANGAR side. He's now on a 1-on-2, and Oscar's only got 15 HP.
Oh, but the timing, Oscar, he was looking the right way, but Buster still managed to make the jump through, planning with 7 seconds left, and suddenly the pressure is on Mousesports here, as you're absolutely right. One bullet on Oscar, and he's going to be gone. Robs is falling all the way back, picking up a little bit of utility on the way, and now let's see if they can get this retake in. Buster's ready and waiting for it. He does actually have a flashbang. How much timing can he get into this one? He's ready for it. He hasn't actually reloaded, so 26 bullets. I don't think it's going to make a big difference here. Grenades go in, and peeking around the corner first is going to be Oscar. There's the shot, but Oscar is in for it with the headshot. And he does have a defuse kit picked up, so I think he's going to have just enough time for that defuse. Really, really impressive round coming out of Buster there. I mean, that one thing is getting the first deagle kill, but then finding your way through the maze and into the bomb site, definitely not easy. No,
I mean, the nice thing that Oscar did really was, 15 HP, not being too aggressive after the bomb gets planted, but what he did do was just make sure that that Buster wasn't going to cross to the right side of the bomb site. So when Rops does eventually meet up with them, they know he's either on the left side of the bomb site or, or in the position he was in or in market. You kind of have him pinned down to at least a general idea of where he could be.
Tactical timeout being called here. And honestly, we talked about sort of back-breaking rounds. I think that might be one of them. The economy now not looking very good for AVANGAR, and that was so close. That was it within range. If they could have won that round, it would have been 10-11, and then, things are looking a little bit better. The economy for Mousesports is really bad as well. I was thinking in my head, I wouldn't actually mind if AVANGAR fought here. You're going to have to take those risks as an underdog, and especially in this scenario, 9-12, you just got it into a 1-on-1. You know that their economy is going to be beat up. You need that reset if you're going to win this game, especially at this point. They've missed a couple opportunities earlier, fair play, but now you need the reset. It's a must-have. Look at the contact play up ramp. Quikart's going to lead the way. Hasn't spotted Rops, and actually now he has. Drops him out, and that makes Oscar have to be a bit more passive with this AWP, but what am I thinking? Oscar's never going to be passive with the op, and Chris J is going to chime in for one, and it's down to a 2-on-2. Long-range spray there. The bomb gets planted, but Stiko's going to be able to pick it up. The UMP doing massive work, and again, they managed to save both the AWPs. So at times they've been down to one, but really they've kept these rifles alive for a really long time, Mousesports, and that's obviously going to make a big difference in the overall economy of the game. 13-9 here, and it was a great attempt for AVANGAR, I feel like. That could have worked out. Yeah, fair play to them as well, because one more thing that they did do is, even in a round where they didn't invest a whole lot, they get the plant and they get the 3 kills. So yes, they say Mousesports saves the most expensive weapons, but you're still grinding away some of that money. They have a good buy here, but Sunny's got $0. Chris J with 150. Still a small opportunity for AVANGAR. And this T side hasn't been kind to them. They've only won the one round, the 4th round. It's been all Mousesports outside of that. 6-1 run in the second half. Good flashbang in, but Oscar is just a little bit too quick. And that was Buster going down. Not what you like to see right now for the T side. Sunny spraying at their feet, a follow-up grenade to keep them back. I mean, this is very tough. Chrisen did push through it somehow, and Oscar goes down. I don't think the fire started to burn. I think he got through before it really did its damage. I think Sunny also missed seeing his footsteps on his feet on his screen, because he could have called that out over to Oscar, who might have been able to turn around. Regardless, a very good trade. They're going to be happy with that. 3 for 1. And AVANGAR is split at the moment. You need Mousesports to give you something here. Anything to hold on to, some sort of peak anywhere. Otherwise, the clock is just going to run down. They don't even have any grenades to really set up anything. I mean, it would have been different if they could have got a kill, try to put down the bomb inside the smoke, some sort of crazy play like that, but it is not looking likely at the moment. The ops on Mousesports are doing a really good job. They've really kind of come into their own nicely in the second half. Chris J and Oscar just been picking them apart.
and they've got to find a way to close the gap. And this could be it, although this is being watched, obviously, by Sunny. He's got eyes on this. They're not going to be fooled. Rops is well waiting, but I think Sunny might have fallen asleep. They're going to go over towards the B-bomb site now. Rops recovers quite nicely, and James is just going to have to make some kind of a heroic run. There's a great kill. He started things off well. He's got one more in CT spawn, and he knows it.
He's going to go for a bit of a fake bomb plant, getting shot at from both sides, and that's going to be the end of it. I mean, I was getting a little bit worried in that round. It seemed like Mousesports were about to give too much of an opening, but they do have 14 rounds, just 2 away from winning their first match here at the qualification stage. I mean, I'm definitely impressed with the way that AVANGAR are playing. I feel like for someone that we've never seen at the major stage, this is definitely impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Obviously, I mean, Quietcard's quietly had a really good game, 20 and 18, and then obviously a little bit of a louder game, Buster 19 and 18. So some good stuff there. The tough part for them is no matter how well they've done at getting some kills, about taking the economy away from Mousesports, they've always been able to recover that double op setup, which is just heartbreaking if you're AVANGAR, because this is the go-to setup for Mousesports. It's the exact setup you want to deny once you start breaking the economy and you start, you know, grinding it down, but they've never really had a reprieve from the double ops.
No, and they just completely demolished the middle as we were talking about it. Both Oscar and Chris doing wonderful work in there. A little bit annoying, I think, for Stiko over at that truck. He was sort of looking for someone to get out the window, and just when he switched to the grenade, that was the end of it. Buster now 1 versus 3. We've seen him do some great work in the past, but this time he's got so little health from the beginning. It's hard to imagine that he can make this one work. And
he's got both the WPs to go against, so no matter, you know, Chris J and Oscar can be positioned on completely different sides of the map and still find a way to have impact. So there's Oscar, doesn't even use the op, just with the deagle. 15-9, AVANGAR's got to win 6 straight, but Mousesports put himself in great position after a little bit of a rocky first half.
And they were off to a slow start. The focus is back in the eyes of Mousesports. I think a lot of people are expecting that Mousesports is going to be one of the teams to make it through the first stage here. And I mean, yeah, I think I would probably have them as one of the big contenders here. Yeah,
with some of the results they've had towards the end of last year.
Yeah.
You know, you have to imagine that they're definitely going to be one of the favorites coming out of this.
29 kills on Chris J. That does bring a smile to your face. I mean,
it does. Because he does get talked about a little less with the way that Oscar's been playing and the excitement of someone like Rops and the excitement of someone like Sunny, some of the younger stars. Yeah.
Yeah, and someone...
Way to go, Chris J.
Someone I think who's had like a kind of a turbulent career, because he seemed to be suffering from some sort of underperforming under pressure. And he just feels, I think, so much more confident in his team. Like, he really feels like a more stable player. So I'm happy to see that. 15-9, 25th round is coming up here, and we'll see what happens. Last chance here for AVANGAR to try and push it a bit closer, maybe even get into overtime if they can just get the right rounds through. A lot of damage already pushed out just from the grenades. Quietcard needs an opening, and he's going to get it as well. Very patient.
He talked about last round Stiko maybe being annoyed. Well, that's certainly going to put him over the edge. Chris J is in underpass, and I haven't seen him yet, and this is going to allow Prison basically to get a free kill onto Sunny. Mousesports, they've been picked apart in this round. They don't really know what's happening here. Rop's getting spammed down to about half HP, but he's going to peek out right into the bullet of Buster. So somehow AVANGAR has taken 1 kill and found every gap in the defense.
Chris turning up now for his 30th kill. Nice to get that on the board. And Oscar as well, going to be shut down. Krisen doing a good job. He wants a little bit more, but we'll go down to Chris at the end. The round's still going to be solidly in favor of AVANGAR for now a 10th on the board. I mean, this is now interesting. The money for Mousesports.
Awful.
Yeah, or they still just buy the double op. Why not?
Well, yeah, funny enough, because Oscar and Chris J have been salvaging those ops. They haven't had to rebuy them like for so long that it's just everyone else who has no money. So they go back to the double op. It's only going to be Deagles and some upgraded pistols around them. But I mean, that's kind of a cool indication of how close AVANGAR has actually played this. I mean, the scoreline doesn't look that great, but it definitely, you know, in the details of the game is much, much closer.
This works out. Great flick coming in. Oscar playing it aggressively. That's what we expected. A little bit, maybe too much aggression coming in from Robs there. Could have needed some backup. The flick not going to connect. Krisen instead crouching almost under the scope. There's a shot from Sunny. Headshot on Buster. almost feels justified in mid-air as well. He was jumping, so 3-on-3. And now Sunny moving in. He wanted a second one, but Kristen finally is doing a lot more work here towards the end of the game. They needed him for a long time.
Now rotating in, I mean, the tough part for Mousesports, they don't know it, but James has cleared this B bomb site entirely, so no reason for AVANGAR to keep going towards A, and now James on Catwalk has a great line of sight into the A bomb site. Some kills coming out at range. Look like Mousesports is going to be able to do something, but yeah, definitely an overextension from Rops. I think those pistols were trying to get into the action a bit too early, too aggressively. Still let your oppers do the work.
They are sort of rotating back, but either way, if Chris is making too much noise here, they're going to realize where he is. He's probably thinking, I could just save this AWP, but they're actually going to be coming for him, and looks like he's out of the open. James will take him down. Another round on the board. This is going to get very interesting. Now the purchase of that double AWP has really, really hurt their economy. They're going to have to save this round.
The question becomes, with how much they wanted to use the ops, you know, they can buy into the next round with the kind of losing bonus they'll have building up, but they won't be able to have a lot of utility, won't be able to have the ops they want. So do they save 2 or let AVANGAR get close enough for striking distance here? This game just got very interesting down the stretch.
Yes, it did. Good flashbangs, good follow-up here. No hesitation at all here for the T side, just picking up all of Mousesports within 5 seconds and bringing them a step closer. Yeah, I'm very interested now. Everyone should pay full attention to what's going on here, because if you're Mousesports, you should probably have closed this game out a little while ago.
If you're Mousesports right now, hopefully you're probably thinking of that pistol round in the first half, aren't you? You're just like,
oh god,
mother of God.
Yeah, that was quite a way to get started. As we said, the most disappointing start to a major we could imagine.
If you're just joining us, the first pistol round was a 1-on-3 won by AVANGAR with a smoke diffuse, or diffuse inside of the smoke. Mousesports failed to stop it. And now with the win here against a depleted buy from the defense, AVANGAR might actually put themselves into a position to force overtime and have another shot at the upset. They were down 9-15, and they've won 3 in a row. They need 3 more.
That is the quick summary. And it's going to get interesting. They do have to win a couple of critical rounds, and this is one of them. Mousesports do have weapons in their hands, and it's not exactly great. I mean, there's a lack of diffuse kits obviously there, and maybe some of the rifles could be a bit better. James wants to go for the run boost at the edge of the smoke. It didn't look like that's exactly what he wanted, but luckily for them, there's no one on the other side.
Didn't look great though, did it? Demastic is going to walk up the ramp. That's a contact play. I don't think Rops has spotted numbers. I don't think they really realize how advanced Quikert is. Sunny inside connector, and Oscar not even paying attention to that close. So this could get deadly if they mismanage where they peak in their knowledge. Good kill from Chris to start things out in mid. That takes away one prong of this attack. It's only these 2 remaining. Great shot from Buster. Traded off, but Quikert's now gotten involved. Rops, he's trying to get away. Running out of bullets, but he wins the fight anyways.
Oh man, Quikert could have maybe run him down, but instead he's going to be gone. Now the bomb plant attempt here coming out of connector. Stiko almost with the timing, but he can't stop it from happening. Robs with a double spray down, and that is going to kill the dreams of AVANGAR here. They almost could have had the full return into overtime, but not going to happen. The defuse is in, and Mousesports will be picking up the match indeed. Here's 16-12 on Mirage. Very interesting.
Very cool. I mean, this just goes to show, like, yes, this is Mousesports being massive favorites. No one really knows a whole lot about AVANGAR. No one really knew what to expect. But if you make those mistakes in the first half that Mousesports make, if you lose that kind of a pistol round in a 3-on-1, if you lose, you know, a force buy to just Deagles to this kind of a team, they're going to be able to challenge you. So you've got to be very, very careful. There's not a whole lot of room for error in this.
Absolutely not. It's the unforgiving nature of the best of one, and everybody knows it. So very exciting first couple of matches here. Both of them close, both of them with a lot of really impressive and sometimes interesting Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
And yeah, I look forward to seeing what the